we see that the creation does not receive the qualities of the Creator directly. It doesn't reach the Creator's form directly, or that is even created in the degree and form of the Creator. Rather, it has to go through many different states, and these states come from the opposite forms in different ways that we don't recognize in advance, until we come to equivalence of forms, to compatibility in all respects. Everything that's in us appears in the opposite form gradually. We don't begin with the opposite form. We begin with nothing, with zero. And we also are unwilling to bear the forms that are either opposite or similar to the Creator. And then gradually, through the development of the still vegetative and animate on the human level, who begins to yearn for the goal, and when that person begins to yearn for the goal, then what awakens in him, what's built in him, is a special kli, where he begins to feel the opposite of bestowal, different from bestowal, and through these opposite forms, the human is built. So the human isn't the common body that we see here in this world. Rather, it is a special structure built from desire and intention, as if we could say that, within the protein-based body that we see. But is there a connection to the corporeal protein body? That's a question we still need to clarify, because usually we're referred to as to the will to receive as the corporeal body, which is also not a material body. And even when we refer to matter, we refer to the will to receive. So here we have to be very precise with our definitions so as to not get confused. But when we look at our development in general, humanity's development and our personal development, we begin to see the light excels from darkness. We also see from different findings of sciences in this world, we see how every little thing we find can only be attained from its opposite form, because the created being then perceives two forms, one and its opposite, and then between these two opposites, that's what's called the middle line in terms of our perception. There, the person feels reality. Whereas if he only had one discernment, complete good or complete evil, he wouldn't discern anything. Because the created being can only discern one thing from its opposite. One discernment, opposite another discernment. So, because that's the only way for us to advance, the Creator is a complete force of bestowal, and the created being is the form of reception that takes on the form of bestowal, meaning it's comprised of two. And therefore, we have to see how our development always happens through collisions, divisions, objections, a status of opposition, and we fall from one state to the opposite state and so forth. And only the wise one who can accumulate opposite states within himself and put them in order and extract the right formulae can see how it happens and what happens to us. And he realizes that only from darkness the light comes. And that's why we have to be patient and realize that this is how we build ourselves towards an eternal reality. And here Baal Sulam wants to explain to us again about this principle, that everything we attain is only from opposite forms. Please.